Hello, everybody. Welcome into a Saturday evening. It is October the 4th, and I'm Chris Allen, and this is 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. All right. Hope you had a great Saturday. It was a nice day, plenty of sunshine, just a few passing clouds from time to time, but other than that, it was warm, not hot, warm and very sunny. We'll check some of those conditions in just a moment. In fact, I've got them right here. How about now? High of 84 today. 84, not bad. Above normal, yes. 7 degrees warmer than the normal high of 77. And we started out this morning, it was a little chilly. I even stepped outside this morning. I thought, boy, it looks like there's a little fog and it looks chilly. And 58 was our official low here at the Bowling Green Airport. And of course, no rainfall past 24 hours. And there's nothing on the radar here as of 6:31 p.m. on this Saturday evening, and not anticipating anything. There hasn't been anything as far as rain going on today for a few hundred miles around Bowling Green in southern Kentucky. Let's go in and check now the Kentucky Mesonet data from today. And I forgot to, okay, I'm going to update that real quick, do a refresh, and here we go. So we're looking at the coolest temperature right now, 63 in Burkesville. Everyone else is in the 70s. Let's see what some of you got up to as far as a high temperature today. These are the highs: 82 at the Corvette plant, 83 at Western's Ag Expo Center, the sensor there. Scottsville, you got up to 81. So did Edmonton and Metcalfe County. Let's see, 85 was your high today in Morgantown, 84 in Russellville. Then you've got kind of low to mid 80s. There's an 85 up there in Greenville in Muhlenberg County. So, and of course, I'm going to show you there's no rainfall today anywhere close to us. Nothing popping up that was a surprise like the other day. None of that. Winds currently are light and variable, but kind of have a east to southeast fetch. And I think we're going to have more of the winds like that again tomorrow as we head into your Sunday. Okay, let's go to now the outlook for rainfall. Now, this is the way it looked last night. Okay, I haven't refreshed this graphic. So when we looked at this last night, it was showing that starting Monday and going through much of next week, Wednesday at least, maybe even Thursday, that we were going to pick up somewhere between an inch to an inch and a quarter rainfall. So now I hit the refresh button. Let's see how it's changed. Oh, yeah. Now look at it. Now this is a big change from yesterday, as you saw. So now we are looking at some spots being an inch and a quarter to inch and a half. And you see where these purples are showing up in northern Kentucky, northeastern Kentucky. That's maybe 2.5 inches of rain. And what's going to happen is the Gulf of Mexico down here is going to start shoving moisture out of the Gulf. And then we have a fetch coming off of the Atlantic. And that is going to run into the system right here that is falling out of the plains. And once this cold front meets up with this moisture, I think we're looking at far greater chances of rain than what we were originally looking at only a day or two ago. So this is good news. I think it could put a dent in the drought. It may not get rid of it, but it's going to put a nice dent in it. So, yes, that is much, much better. Now, all we got to do is it needs to hold there. It needs to stay there and not move. Uh, and I'm hoping that that is the case. All right, let's go to the maps. Let me do a refresh here, and you can see that everything is pretty quiet. This high pressure ridge, which has been here for the last several days, is, as I mentioned yesterday, if you were watching, it is beginning to break down. It's continuing to break down, and it's going to get out of the way, so to speak, so that we can get this next cold front in here and start to tap in to all that available moisture. Here we go into Sunday morning early, Sunday late morning. Here we are Sunday afternoon, and you can see here comes our frontal boundary that will be sliding in here by the middle of the week. Here's Sunday night, starting to see better rain chances out in the plains. Here we go into Monday morning, and yes, okay, so two things here. First of all, we are going to begin to see shower activity for some of us, maybe as soon as Monday morning. High pressure ridge continuing to fall apart. As you see the air pressure going up, the first time, well, when I went back, let me go back here. Let me show you. See, look at this. Now, this is right now. High pressure is at 1,024 millibars. So now when I get into Monday, it's at 1,027 millibars. It goes up 3 millibars. That means the high pressure center is weakening. As the millibars go up, it's getting weaker. All right. So that is allowing, and I'll show you, Gulf moisture at first coming in, and then even some Atlantic moisture coming in. So our first wave of rain on Monday will be just on the pre of this high pressure ridge, which is digging down in the Gulf and throwing that moisture back up into Kentucky. You see how that works? Now, it doesn't even have anything to do with this cold front yet. Eventually, as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, this moisture from the Gulf and a little bit from the Atlantic will begin to interact with this frontal boundary. But on Monday, the two are still separated. So let's get into Monday evening. And here we go. Now the Gulf moisture is beginning to interact with the front as it edges closer to Kentucky. Here we go, continuing to get that moisture feed. And now the front has completely intertwined, if you will, with the Gulf moisture. High pressure, it's just kind of there, but it's not going to keep the moisture away from us. And look at this. The rain chances have increased, as I just showed you. And so now we're getting painted into the dark green on Tuesday morning, which means better rain coverage and better rain chances. Here is Wednesday morning. The front comes through, but we're still getting showers on the backside of that low pressure system and the front. Let's go into Thursday. At least Middle Tennessee is still showing some leftover showers. And I'm gonna agree with the Nashville Weather Service office on this one. Even though Bowling Green in Southern Kentucky is not painted in the green with showers, I think that trough that you see there, the broken line, will be close enough and there will still be some available moisture to set off a few isolated showers on Thursday. So I'm going to leave showers in on Thursday. It may not be much, but at least it'll be raindrops. Friday, the trough is still there, but the best available moisture will be more over the Cumberland Plateau in eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, and up into West Virginia. As we get into Saturday, next Saturday, high pressure takes back over, and we're not really looking at much happening here, but there is a frontal boundary, another one that is going to try to drop down. This one is the one that is going to bring us, even though it's going to cool down by the middle of next week, this is the front that once it makes its way through is going to bring us that much cooler air. The cooler air that I've been advertising is going to give us a real taste of fall weather. It's at least it's going to feel like fall by the end of next week. Let's take a look at this is the big map, I like to call it. This is the GFS long range model. Let me call up a fresh model. Let's see if the 18Z is in. Okay, it is. So these are surface temperatures showing today, 80s, that red. Okay. Of course, as the colors get cooler, it's showing cooler temperatures. Now, we're going to go through time, step through time here. Let me show you. The first really good shot of much cooler air. Here's Monday. Here's Tuesday as we get showers. Now, I want you to notice on Tuesday, look at the high temperatures on Tuesday. Let me get this. Here's Bowling Green. Let me change. I'm going to get a better marker here. So here's Kentucky. All right. So this is on, um, Tuesday. So we see some kind of orange, yellow. Look at this. 60s to 70, maybe low 70s for Tuesday. So already we're going to be feeling some of that cooler fall-like air. Let's go on now to Wednesday. Now look at the greens and look at the blues. Here we go into Wednesday afternoon. We're feeling the influence of that cooler high pressure, and it's still kind of 60s and 70s, but hang on. Here we go into Thursday. Look at these nighttime lows right there. This is early Thursday morning with some of the greenish yellow. So we're talking about mid 50s, pretty much mid 50s by Thursday morning. Here we go into Thursday afternoon, into Friday. Look at all that cooler air on Friday to start the day. Nice. Next Saturday, and then Sunday, not bad. Monday, oh, now that's looking better. Now there's some warm air out there back to the west, southwest of us, but it's going to be more in the 70s for us. Here we go next Tuesday. And yes, that's as far as it goes. Now this is showing that would be a kind of a healthy maybe tropical storm or hurricane, 999 millibar. That could be a tropical system right there. But high pressures in the Gulf. And with that in the Gulf, cut us off from rain. We'll just have to see. Now, this is a long range GFS model, but it's something to at least look at and think, hey, this look like some changes are coming. One more look, and that is the model blender. The blender. Here we go. Let me refresh. Fresh one here. May not. It's buffering. Okay. So it's going 86 tomorrow, 84 Monday. Then the showers start to move in Monday night. Then we start to feel the effects of the showers and the clouds, somewhat cooler air into the mid and upper 70s for the rest of next week into next weekend. And then maybe returning to near 80 for the start of the following week, which would be October 13th, and then back into the upper cities. And these lows, nice and cool in the 50s for next week. Not well, okay, when I say next week, I'm talking about the following week, not this coming. Still, it's better than and it's cooler than what we have seen lately. And that's some really, really good news. So hopefully that will get you to feeling more like it's fall. Okay. Um, and yes, you will that all of your systems are running like they should. And a word from our sponsor, R&R Control, who wants to come to your house and look at your systems because it's going to happen sooner than you think that we're going to transition into, and it could happen very quickly. Maybe it's not going to be this week. Maybe it's not going to be the following week. But one of these weeks in October, maybe toward the end of October, we are going to get that first real punch of cold air. And you're going to think, wow, it's turned cold pretty quickly and my heating system is not working like it should. Well, I've got 6 guys that can help you out. They're the HVAC team at R&R Controls. You've got Blake, Logan P, Kevin, Andy, Aaron, and Malik. 6 guys that can come to your place, and not just your home, but your business as well. Check out your system and see if you are ready for the winter season that's coming. We're less than 3 months away from Christmas and winter. Winter starts a few days before Christmas. And then we take that plunge into February, or January, February, even March. And from all indication, it does look like we're going to have a little bit more of an active winter with colder air coming. So call R&R Controls and let them come out and just take a look at your system. 270-777-2024. Easy number to remember. 270-777-2024. With R&R Controls, you'll never be without. And talk to them about generators too, because they've got generators and they're ready to go, ready to install. They'll take care of you. I do want to mention the subscription service, which is brand new. Some of you have jumped on Tomorrow, you will notice that you will be, those of you that have subscribed, will get a weather preview for next week. It's called the Flash Forecast. 270 weather flash forecast. And I give a breakdown of what I think and what I see is going to be the forecast for next week. It's a one page. You could even print it out if you want. You'll be able to look at that and go, hey, I kind of know what the weather's going to do this week. And if you're like Barry Connolly and his guys at R&R Controls, he and his team can look at that and, and say, well, you know what? There's going to be rain, so maybe we should hold off on that project. Especially if you own a business and it's weather critical, that you know what the business or what the rain or whatever, wind, cold, heat, all of that, what it's going to do is critical to your business. Then you need the weekly 270 weather flash forecast, and you'll get it if you subscribed for just $1.99 a month. And there's going to be some other things that I'm working on, extra content that is going to be coming your way if you're a subscriber. So just scan that QR code and get it done. All right. Well, that's going to do it for this Saturday evening after another gorgeous day. It should be another gorgeous day tomorrow. I'm looking at 85, 86. And then as we get into Monday, that is when we'll begin to see the rain chances start to ramp up, and especially Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Okay. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening and then your Sunday. God bless you. Thank you for watching 270 Weather.